Now, here's Chief Meteorologist Tony Petrarca with your live Pinpoint Doppler 12 Futurecast.
Well, it should be noted that not one of the computer models that we use are actually indicating that the eye of Hurricane Earl will pass right over southern New England. All the computers keeping the eye just offshore. That's not to say that that possibility does not exist. But at this point, the eye or the center of the storm is expected to stay just offshore, but too close for comfort, and why you want to stay tuned for the forecast next couple of days. Even with the storm passing offshore, there will be some impact here, especially out over the water. I want to show you the satellite photo and how we get some of our information about Hurricane Earl. Hurricane Hunter aircraft, which is really essentially a flying laboratory, taking flights into the storm. And what's interesting is that all the data is instantaneously sent back here to our weather center. So it measures wind speeds in different quadrants of the storm, and it feeds all kinds of information back into the computer. It flies out of Biloxi, Mississippi. It scans the storm. You can see some of the wind gusts that it's reporting, including 130-mile-per-hour winds, so it's still a Category 4 hurricane. We're going to get to Earl in more detail in just a second. Let's first cover what's going on outside right now. The heat continues. 92 still in Providence, that hot sunshine, upper 80s to low 90s. Today marks day 3 of a 5-day heat wave. So warm and dry for tonight. 11 o'clock, we're at 79. 7 o'clock this evening, though, still in the upper 80s to low 90s. And pretty much tomorrow, a carbon copy of what we had today. Waking up to warm sunshine, 76 early in the morning. It's up to 88 degrees by 11 o'clock in the morning, and once again headed to 90 to 95 with some sunshine. Poor air quality alert has been issued for tomorrow. Here's a close-up look at Hurricane Earl. Hurricane watch has been issued for the Carolina coastline. You can see that massive clouds. The center of the storm is right about in here. Top winds of 132, gusting to 160, moving northwest at 12 in this general direction. Let's show you the forecast track over the next 3 to 5 days, coming very close to the Outer Banks of North Carolina by 2 o'clock Friday afternoon. Now, what determines whether or not we have a direct hit from these storms is to find out just how far offshore it starts to bend as it works to the north. And it looks as though it makes its closest pass to southern New England Friday afternoon and Friday evening. This solid line right in here represents where the eye of the storm will go. And notice that's only 150 miles south and east of Nantucket. So in terms of hurricane forecasting, especially 3 days down the road, that is a close call. If it tracks just a mere 100 miles further to the west, well, obviously it means more of an impact as far as rain and wind. A track just the opposite, further to the east out to sea, would be much, much better. It's usually along the path and just to the right where some of the strongest hurricane force winds are located. So if it maintains this track, the real powerful winds will stay offshore, but we'll certainly have some rough seas and getting grazed with at least some rain and some wind. So here's how it'll play out as far as possible impacts. One thing is for sure, the waves will be spectacular. Huge surf and very big waves. More than likely high surf advisories will be issued for both Friday and Saturday. The sun will be out by Saturday, but the surf will be very, very rough. As far as potential wind impacts, it looks as though the hurricane force winds would be just offshore. It would not surprise me, though, if at least Nantucket and the Outer Cape may get fringed with hurricane force winds. And then further behind that, it appears as though we'll just get grazed with some rain and some wind. But again, all it takes is a slight shift to the west, and it's a whole different ball game. We still have 2.5 days to look at all this information, and why you want to come back to further forecasts to see if things change. So wrapping it up, close call on Friday. Extreme surf and waves are likely. Going to watch for that surprise shift close to the coastline. That is a possibility. Rain and wind does graze us on Friday. Highest risk for hurricane force winds would be out across Nantucket, and as of now, the eye stays offshore. The good news, it's a fast mover, so by Saturday, it is out of here, though the waves will still be very rough at the beaches. 81 degrees. Holiday weekend is looking good. Nice on Sunday and terrific on Monday. Sunshine and a temperature at 77 degrees. You know the drill. Come back later tonight and tomorrow to check back with us.
A lot of concern about that. Of course, Eyewitness News will continue to track Hurricane Earl tonight. Coming up on Eyewitness News at 10 and 11. We're speaking to local city and town officials.